Hey guys, it's Maymay, and it's time to work on our sampler shadow box. Now, if you weren't with me on my live show Thursday, where I covered this box in cardstock and did a little bit of inking there in the middle, you can see that there. I will link that video for you below. It's a live video, so it's long and it's chatty, but I was doing the same thing over and over again, so I thought that would be the best place to do it. But if you get one of these boxes, which we carry in the store, I'll have all that information for you in the blog post. You just want to cover it with your cardstock, and that's what I did here. I just measured and covered all the way around, and I used the buffalo check, the Christmas, it's not buffalo check, it's the Christmas gingham pack, the 12 by 12 pack. So that's where we are so far. I have everything covered, but I'm going to make this into a sampler box, and what that means is I want to kind of use my stamp sets that I have created over the years and that you have collected over the years and create a sampler. You've probably seen this before where people make like cross-stitch samplers and things like that. So each one of these boxes is going to represent a different stamp set, and I just think it'll be fun. A cute Christmas decoration and something fun to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I found something out that's really kind of neat. I know there's a glare and I apologize. You can see my camera up there, but check this out. So in each box, I'm going to treat it like a card front, basically. I'm just going to decorate each section with a different stamp set. So I was like, what's going to fit? What can I make fit? And playing around with stamps. And look at this. I can take my stamp. Now this will be the reverse because I'm sticking it down to the acrylic. But look, I can stick this down here and I can check to see if everything's going to fit. So like I said, it will be in the reverse. If laying like this, though, you can even lay it face down. That's not the right one for there. Hold on. So this is from Holly and Heels, and I think she's so cute standing there. And this one says Happy Holiday, so that'll be the sentiment I add in there, and it'll go like that. And I may add other things here and there, but for now, that's my first layout. So then I'm going to come to this bottom corner, and I decided I wanted to do my gingerbread men there. So taking the little gingerbread set, and I'm just going to put these guys in. And this will help me to know what will fit and what won't. What won't. And what I'm going to do when I put these guys in, and I'm going to put them in dimension. So she'll go back and he'll come to the front. And then I'm going to put this little saying that says, a little lovin' from the oven. That'll come out there in some way. So that's 2 stamp sets. Then over here, I think I'm going to use, I haven't played with any others, just those 2. I love that I can stick them on the acrylic and play. I think that's really cool. I want to see if this stamp will fit in here. I like these tall, thin stamps in these pieces. Isn't that beautiful? I think I'm going to put that one there. I'll have to cut part of her dress off, but that's not really a big deal. Just that little swoop of her dress. So when I stamp it, I'll do that. But I want to see if this sentiment will fit there because I think it'll be so pretty. And it is all of God's grace in one tiny face. See how perfect that is right there to go with that image? Perfect. Okay, now in the middle sections, these smaller ones here, we have a new stamp set. It's called Preppy Penguins. And I thought these little penguins would be cute in here, especially if I could get 2 in. I don't know. He's really cute. Let's see. I like this guy because he's all bundled up. So let's try him. And I said this was being the reverse, but all I got to do is flip this over because I'm just putting them here to make sure they'll fit. And then I will be looking at what's really going to be stamped. That little penguin is so cute right there. I'm just going to put that one little penguin there. They're brand new. They're sticking to me. And I think I'll put, I don't know. I don't want to use any of those sentiments with it. These sentiments are perfect, but they don't look just like Christmas. So let's see. I may find a sentiment on something else to put in there. And I may change it from that. I'm just playing to see what's going to fit where. And once I have everything where it goes, I'll show you what I decided on. So this is kind of my layout. This stocking is going to hang further in the back, and the tree's going to be in the front. And I've got Merry Everything. This one says No One Loves You More Than Jesus. And I've got my 2 s'more snowmen. This is Holly and Heels again. I'll probably put some other stuff behind her. I don't know what. This is my little preppy penguin that says Have a Nice Day. I didn't want to use Have a Nice Day or what have you because it feels like it's talking to one person in particular, but I still think it's cute. This one is from Adore Him. And I love this set. I think this is going to be one of my favorite sides. This is from Snowed Out About It. I'm going to actually take the Snowed Out and About It and stamp them above each other. And then it says God is good underneath. And that may even be, I may have him holding that in his hand. And then down here, I have a little oven from the oven with my 2 gingerbread men. And over here, my snow peeking. And the funny thing is, this is really interesting. So this is like a really old stamp set. Snow peeking is a super old stamp set. And then like these are newer stamp sets. So I think it's cool to mix them like that. So what I need to do now that I've got this all figured out, what I'm going to do is get these ready for coloring, because I want to color and cut out all these images. So to make things easy on me, first what I did was I made a picture of this. I snapped a picture of what this should look like so I could kind of keep up with what I did. So I'll have that for reference later. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load these stamps up on my Misty. And I cut a piece of cardstock that I want to color on as big as I could to fit in my Misty, which is 8.5 by 6.5. I'll make sure this will close over good. We're good. And then I'm just going to lay these guys out. It doesn't really matter now, because all I'm doing right now is I'm going to be coloring them. Now, you want to pay attention to the paper you used for the background and whether or not you want to cut these with an offset or not. I may cut them directly. I still don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to give myself plenty of room on the paper. The reason you want to pay attention to your background in your box, I had this almost happen. I'd put this tree into one of the boxes that had a green background, and then I realized if I do that, then you're not going to see my tree. So I switched it. So just be mindful of where these guys are going to go based on the background you've created. A couple reasons I'm using my Misty. Number one is it's going to make this easy because I can do it all like pretty quick. The other reason is if I mess anything up, because these are, you know, all different line thicknesses and things like that. If I mess anything up, I can restamp it. I may not can get everything in one go. I'm trying to. We'll see what happens. Well, it looks like I am going to be able to. So that's cool. So I'm going to pick all these guys up. There we go. And now I can ink them and stamp them. Now I'm going to be alcohol marker coloring all of these. So I'm going to ink them with my Memento, which probably means I'm going to need to do a couple of passes. This is a lot of surface to ink, and probably by the time I get from the top to the bottom, some of the ink may dry up. I'm going to try to be fairly quick, but also Memento can sometimes pull on your stamps. No big deal because I'm using my Misty. So if you're not going to be able to use your Misty, you might want to stamp these all one at a time just to make sure you get them done. Now I'm going to take my time on each stamp and rub it down. If I don't, I will get busy and ahead of myself and I will miss one. So I'm just taking my time. That's pretty good. I'm going to run over it a little bit more to make it a little darker and get this little guy that I totally missed. All his ink is still there. How'd I miss him? I said be careful, right? I don't know. Thank you, Misty. Thank you that I don't have to redo it. Okay. Take a second to study each piece and make sure you got everything before you move it. I feel like I have. Now I've pulled over my markers, and for the next little while, I'm just going to be coloring. I'm not going to do anything fancy because I'm not a fancy colorist. I'm just going to color and have a good time. And then you can watch that in probably fast motion with some pretty Christmas music. How about that? Okay, so I have colored and fussy cut everything out, and now I need to do my sentiments. I've been thinking about how I want to do the sentiments. What I'm going to do is take it one box at a time. Instead of trying to do them all at one time, since I've kind of got my little layout here letting me know where I want this to go, I want this to kind of hang down as a little like plaque at the top. I don't really know how to describe that. But that's why I want to take everything one box at a time, so I'll know where to put my sentiment. So this Merry Everything is going to live right up here in the top. So I'm going to move these guys. I don't need them just yet. I just wanted you to see that they were done. So I'll move those out of the way here, and we will start to work on sentiments. So with that first one, I'm going to dig into my scrap bin right now. I'll probably be able to get all of my sentiments out of this piece of paper here. So I'm just going to take that little stamp. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let every stamp kind of dictate what size I need. So this one looks like I need one that's about 1 1/4 and maybe an inch, not much more than that to put the sentiment. So let's do 1 1/4 first. That paper's got color on it. Let's go here. 1 1/4. And then I'm going to cut it about an inch tall. So this will be Merry Everything. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it while I've got its little piece, so I'll know what it should look like. Pick that up. I'm just going to use some Onyx Black. I'm going to do them all in black because I think they need to be done that way so they don't get lost with all the color. And I'm going to stamp it kind of low. Now, my plan, I don't think you should have to watch every single one of these, okay? I don't think I'm doing anything different than this. So what I'm going to do is get this one completely ready to go in there. My plan is to ink the edges of these, because I think I'm going to go back and even ink the edges of all of my little cutout pieces too. I want it to be a little more distressed. So I'm just going to run around. And I feel like this will help the white of this page not seem so stark white when I put it into our little box. I'm trying to decide if I want to ink the top or not. I'll show you why. Because my thought is, I'm going to slide this little guy off. Hopefully without moving all my stuff. I did snap a picture, by the way. I don't know if I told you that, but I snapped a picture of this so I'd know where everything laid out, so I can go back to that. But I'm thinking I want this to go something like this. So I may not ink the top. And then the stamp that goes with this one is the stocking that's going to hang from the top up there, and the little Christmas tree that I'm going to stand in front like so. So that one's going to stand to the front. I'm going to put a little piece to put it to the front, and I may put a bow at the top like that's hanging from the top. So that's kind of what that's going to look like. Let me go to the next one. So my next one is S'more Jesus, and it actually fits on this little strip that I just cut. So I'm going to ink it up and stamp it on this little strip, cut it out and ink it like before. So I'm just going to really show you doing these first two, and then I'm just going to run off and do all the other ones exactly the same. Just no reason to watch every one of them. It's all the same. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to trim it down and then ink it. So I've got all the sentiments inked. I think I've decided not to ink up my little colored pieces. I think they'll be fine, the little stamps. So I laid everything kind of where it's going to go. I'm really liking how this is turning out. I wasn't sure for a minute, but I want things put on dimension, you know, lifted out here and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that easy on myself. I'm going to make little boxes. You've seen me do this before when I make shadow boxes. The little boxes are going to be what holds the pieces on dimension forward. So here's what I did. I cut some cardstock. This is actually Not Your Mama's cardstock from Brutus Monroe, and I'm doing this on purpose. I don't want to use chipboard for this. I don't think I need it, but this cardstock is super thick and it'll work just fine. So this piece is 5 inches wide, okay, by 6 inches tall. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to score, I probably don't need 5 inches. I'm going to score every 3/4 of an inch on this page. I really only need 5 sections. I should have done the math better. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. So there's 3/4, 1, 2, 3. Because what I'm going to do is be able to make myself 3/4 inch boxes just by cutting strips of this. So I'm just pre-scoring. I just jumped the line there. Getting too fast. I got to slow down. So I need one more box. So really all you need is a piece that is 3 3/4 inches tall. So I'll trim that down. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a glue piece. Okay, so let me trim this down. I did 5 inches because I was originally going to do 1 inch boxes to lift things out on. But when I looked at the thickness of my shadow box, I feel like 1 inch out would bring it too far forward. So I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch boxes. This will all make sense in a second. It's one of those videos, okay? So let's go to the first box. This is how you're going to have to do it. Here's my first box. This tree needs to come forward, okay? So this is the width that I can put my box behind. And this width is about 3/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is take that scored piece of paper that I've got, and I'm going to cut myself just under 3/8 of an inch strip, okay? So this will be what is going to bring this guy forward. I'm going to fold it on my score lines. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? Then I'm going to glue this box together. See how pre-scoring the boxes is going to make this go super quick? So I'm just going to glue that together, and that is going to be what will bring my tree forward in my little box. So there's that glue together. Now I'm going to put glue here and put my tree on it. And I want to make sure my tree is touching the floor there. You don't really have to touch the base either. You might want to think about the fact that there's going to be snow in here. I'm not going to put a whole lot of snow. I just want a little layer of snow. So this guy's going to live right here. And see how that brings it to the front? Had I done an inch, I think it would have been too far. It would have been out here, and I don't want it that close to the edge. See if I can tilt it. That puts it less than 1/4 of an inch to the edge, and this puts it right where I want it. So before I glue this down, I want to do this guy. And I think I want to put him on dimension as well, just a little bit, just bring him out a little bit. And I may even tie a bow on him before I put him in. Let's do that. So I'm just going to use my crocodile here, and I'm just going to put a hole right here in this end. I'm using the thinner hole on my crocodile so I can just run a bow in there, just some ribbon, and just tie a quick little bow. Nothing too fancy. So I got my little bow tied at the top, and now I'm just going to take some of these guys, these little foam squares. Instead of having to cut any down, I have these sitting next to me, so I'm going to use these real quick. I'm going to put not too off many because I'm going to add a little glue to them. I just want it to stay in the box. So I'll add a little glue to the little adhesive piece to make them stay a little better. Peel off the backers. Okay, so this side, I can put this little box together now. So let's bring that box over. So I'm going to lift this guy out of here. I might better glue it down first, and I've already put glue on this one. Let's see if we can be fast enough. I think we can. So I'm just going to glue him straight down right here in the corner. Not all the way to the edge, but pretty close. Just about like that. And then this guy is going to go to the top as if he were hanging from the top. I want that little bow to get up there a little bit. Don't forget, you can always glue the bow where you want it. So just get him up there kind of where you want him. We can always come in and glue all our little pieces so the little tails will look like we want them to look. So there's that. And then our little tree. And this will be what represents our little stamp set called Christmas Stitched Shapes. I just put glue on 2 sides of our box and glued him in. Look how cute. I love that. Let me get my tweezers. You didn't know we were going to do tweezer work today, didn't you? I'm going to get my tweezers and I'm going to fix this little bow. I'm going to put a dot of glue and glue it down to the little stocking. There is window 1 done. That's cute. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing here. So let's pull these guys out. And I'm just going to lay my sentiments flat in every single pocket. There's no real reason to lift these up. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down so I don't run into what I did while ago, where I get my glue on before I'm ready. So center that guy up in there, seal him down. And now one of these guys, I want to go to the back, and one I want to come to the front. Let me see if I want this guy in the back. I want him kind of lifted up a little bit, about like that. That may be too high, because I don't want to have to put too much snow in there, but I kind of wanted him to go like that. But I don't want him floating. You know what I might do is cut a little snowbank to put in there. That'll work. So let's do that with some cardstock. So I just took a little piece of cardstock and cut the shape of a little snowbank. That way I could lift this guy up. I want him to land right inside there. See how that little, oh, that's cute. That's what you would do on a card, right? And then he's going to be popped forward. You cannot see from my hands. He's going to come forward like this. And I may even move him up a little higher too and add snow underneath. So let's glue down my snowbank. I'm going to glue my little snow guy down where I want him to be. I'm doing this with it laying down. So I'm putting him in place, and then I'm looking in the camera. He's a little crooked. Have to hurry because it's art glitter glue. Get him down where we want it. Oh, I went too far. There we go. There we go. Stop. Okay, so he's all glued down. Okay, and then I'm going to cut another strip for my snowman. Now this snowman gives me a little more room for a strip. I'll show you what I mean. He's a little wider, so I have a little more space so I can cut a wider strip if I want to. But I think I'm going to stick with that same size. I really don't need more than 3/8. So I'm just going to do just under 3/8 of an inch. And then fold that and make his little stand. Doing this pre-scoring and just cutting the strips like this makes this a lot easier than having a whole bunch of little strips you're trying to score. This is a good tip for this, if I do say so myself. All right, so let's glue him onto it, making sure he's flush at the bottom. So I'm going to stand him up and push him down. And now again, this is going to get snow in it. Okay, it's going to get actual little foam snow. And I can add a little more if I need to. I'm not going to glue him all the way to the bottom. So I'm only going to put glue on one side of him, the back side that's actually going to touch. Let me turn this where we can both see what we're doing here. And I want him to go about this high up. I don't want him to be all the way at the bottom. And then I'll fill underneath him with snow. That is so adorable. The dimension, when I can turn this sideways, you'll love it. Right now, I don't want everything to sling everywhere. All right, same thing here. I'm just going to run through, glue these guys down, and put them up on their little dimension. I don't think I have anything extra I'm going to be doing besides that. If I do, I'll film it. So here we go. I've got everything glued down, and I want to show you. Like I lifted this guy up for the snow, I also lifted this guy up a little bit, and I even lifted Holly up a little bit here. He's flat down, but I did put some of them a little higher just so I could add a little extra snow. I also want to point out this. On Holly, I gave her 2 supports. So she has one back here and one here, and then on Mary, she has one here and also here. So she has 2 supports as well. Now it's time to add snow. I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to try the snow now. So the faux snow I'm using, we had this in store. I don't know if we still do. We had all we could get. You'll want to grab it if we've got it. It's super cool. I really like this. And it comes in this like tube style bag. And what I'm going to do is just kind of lift and see about how much snow I'm going to need. I think this is going to be trial and error. We'll see. I want each box to get some snow. I don't want to get it too much snow. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put some in front of the tree here just in case. So we'll go there like that. And then we'll put some in here. This one I know I wanted a little more. I'll go a little extra there. Probably some extra here for this little guy. A decent amount for this girl. I kind of thought I'd use this whole bag, but now that I'm doing it, I don't think it's going to take the whole bag. The good thing is I'm not going to glue this in straight away. I think I gave him too much. Did I? We'll see. I'm not going to glue it in straight away, the little acrylic piece. So I'll be able to see how it looks and remove it if I need to add more to one of them. So I use that much. It's a little more than half, maybe. We'll see how it looks. Let's put the little glass lid on, the acrylic lid on, I should say. So this just slides in, and I'll be able to stand it up and see what it's looking like. So everything looks good, and it would be okay, but I'm going to add more. I think it can use more. So I'm just going to take the rest of that bag, and I'm just going to go ahead and empty it, just spreading it around. Okay, so that's the whole bag, and I'm feeling like it might have been too much, but you know what? It'll be all right. Now, I would suggest that you run a fabric softener sheet over your acrylic before you put it in. I do not have one. I may not seal this down and bring a fabric softener sheet from home and do it later. Because see how the static can grab? But that's okay. We're going to see how this looks. Let's stand it up. Oh my, that's cute. Let me move everything around, get it all flat there. I may have gone overboard with the snow, but look how cute that is. It's like a little, you'll be able to see it in thumbnail picture better, but it's literally like just a bunch of little samplers of our stamp sets. I really can't get that where you can see it very good. I think I got too much in some of them. I feel like I can take some out of the gingerbread man and the 2 in the middle. I wish I could lay this where you could see it and still see what I'm talking about, but let me do this. Like my little penguin guy, it comes up about a good finger high, and he's kind of cute peeking out. And then this little guy I could probably use to take some out. So I may, but I'm going to wait until I get my fabric softener sheet because I'm afraid I'll make a mess if I keep messing with it. So do rub your acrylic with the fabric softener sheet just to get the static. See how it's starting to build up? Just to get that static off. I will take some photos and put them at the end so you can see how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this project as much as I did. I want to make it where you can see it. I'm just going to lay it down. And then it covers everybody up if I do that. But you know what I'm saying. It's super cute. I hope you enjoyed this project. It was a little something different for us to try, and I think it turned out okay. I really do enjoy it. I think kids would really like slinging this around. So you will definitely want to glue this piece in, okay? You shouldn't need to glue it here because if you use large enough little snowballs, they're not going to go from one to the other. But how cute. It's just perfect. This box lends itself perfect for this. Hey, thanks so much for watching our little snow globe shadow box. If you make one of these, I want to see it. So head to our website at maymaymadeit.com and share your creations in our customer gallery. We love seeing what you guys make. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great one. Bye-bye.